Hello, everyone. I'm back. Yeah. Oh, I don't have Ibis Paint open, silly me. Move my thing over here. How we doing? Decker, Cheeto, Love, how you doing? Go on. What are you sending Maxwell's for? What the using the evil Maxwell for? What did I do? Don't get thingy with me about that. Oh, right. Okay. The stream where I have a really awkward setup because my desk's just about big enough for this crap. Alright. We'll try and make this work, shall we? Alright. Okay. So. What do we want to do today? Also, how are you all doing, chat? What team just done? Ah, oh, Maxwell. How are you all doing, by the way? Are you all doing okay? Been okay, chat? Been up to much? Let me have a look for my references real quick, chat. I have some cheeky refs. Well, I have a quick nosy for my refs just to see what I feel like starting with. What have you been up to today? What have you been doing? Have you been good? Have you been behaving? The fucking smile, bastard smile, stupid fucking smile. Let's see. There it is. You know. Now what is happening, chat? Not much, buddy. Do some art. I'm just looking for something to use as a ref. That should do. Right. Let me open up a new canvas. That one. Oh, you should crack my fingers and where's my glove? Where's my funny little glove? Ah. Eh. You know what? This is actually I need that shit aimed at my body. Alright. Let me be your muse. Decker, I'm not drawing you like one of my French girls. Right, what was that? What was that streak? What are you guys there? 115! Holy shit. That is a lot. That's a long streak. That is. God damn. That is the mother of all streaks right there. Wait. I've not drawn for a while actually, so me the rough shapes. Ew, that's looking weird. I need to just scrape the rust off me real quick. That's what I need to do. Just scrape that rust off. You mentioned French. It's not a bad little circle. Do a few more circles. We've got to draw them spheres first, chat, you know? Draw them. Do them lands a bit, you know? Just get my hand back in the motions. Okay. We about there? I think we're about there. Hang on. Yeah. There we are. I think we're back in the zone. We'll just clear. Clean the layer off. Make a new layer. Then I can do that one. There we go. Right. Right. There we are. There we be. Right. So, I'm thinking, chat, we start something relatively simple, I think. Where's the reference? I always forget the bastard reference thing. I always forget what that is. Not you. Yes. You would want you today, or you, or this strange thing, or this one. I apparently have way too many of these bastard things in here. Why do I have so many? Right, there we go. I need to clean these every so often. Ignore my screenshots. Right. Oh, you can't see them anyway. It's fine. You guys can't see my screenshots because I'm smart. I only shared the program up the whole bloody screen. Right. This is for learning. You know what, chat? I've decided I want to get a bit better at doing hands. Now, I know some of you in the audience do know how to draw. So you may have another way of doing it that you're aware of. But I'm going to try and kind of follow this, because it looks like it's a half-decent little guide. Indeed, one of you may have the little artist tag next to them, so... Right, let me see. Wrong one. I like a mitten, don't I? Doesn't feel quite right. Maybe it's just because that line's missing. Ah, okay, maybe there's some lining missing. Is that too long? That's too long. More of a square. Yeah, I think that is too long, actually. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. That looks a bit more proportioned. Right. Okay. Now we do the little do that, that. Okay. Just go in the thumb pad. Okay. Yeah. Wait. Hold on. I see a problem there. Not too far out. Kind of want to base the hand going out. Coming in. I mean, got my own hand a second here. So we're basing that off, isn't it? Uh, it's a bit more. That looks a bit right. Then we do that. It's kind of the right shape. That feels like the right shape. More so. Might need adjusting a bit, but I mean, for the first attempt. And it's here. I realize my proportions are off entirely. Hmm. I'll work with it. It'll take a couple. You know, we'll just take this to the next level. You know, I'm immediately feeling like this is too long. I know I can fix this. Hang on. I know I can fix this very easily. That looks better. Okay, that looks better. Then we have that. Do kind of. One, two, three. It's got all four. It's just got them overlaid with each other. Should really picked a more flatter hand, really, shouldn't I, for this? But just do what you can see, not what you think should be there, because that isn't the point. The point isn't about what you can see. It's you can see, not what you think should be there. Hmm. something's gone wrong here. If you look at your own hand and base after the reference, you may notice the palm fingers look like two squares. Yeah, you're on the right track. Hey, Silly, how you doing, buddy? Doing okay. How about you? Okay, yeah. Square there. This palm fingers are like two squares. Yeah, okay, so one is the block initially. Okay. Right, let's step one. I'm gonna put that over there. Give it another whirl. Oh, that's like the thing. Maybe use the right brush. It might help you a little bit. Oh, something else. What am I missing about this one? I feel like there's some. What am I? There's something about it, and I keep looking at this, literally this, and then that ref, this and that ref. I'm like, what is it I'm not liking? Or not getting? What is that I'm not getting? Is it just this bit? Like that, and then. What kind of. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Well, most of the time, a more complex hand gesture can sometimes be than just open hand. Really? Okay. This is ooh, some chicken tenders. Very nice. I had some pizza earlier myself. Oh, very nice. Very nice. I think depth of field reference. Maybe try to do depth of field. Maybe. Not impossible, honestly. I mean, I'm not going to pretend I've done Never mind, it did. Alright. To be fair, I'm not exactly gonna say that I've done all the art fundamentals or anything. I definitely fucking haven't. I also haven't been practicing that often. I'll be honest, I should be. I've got too many things I'm trying to do at the same time. It is a problem. I've got I'm trying to do a bit of this here and there. And then I've got a little bit of work crap I've got to deal with at the minute. They won't me pass an exam at work for the qualification I apparently need. So, you know. I won't profess to have practiced as much as I should have. I know for a fact I should have practiced more, but hey ho. How is that long? 1, 2, 3 segments. Top, middle. So really, the thing. Actually, no. Hang on. The middle's a bit longer, isn't it? There's the base of the thing out there. So really, it should be something. That's like your first finger, right? And then, kind of, your middle should be the highest one. I'm saying this for me more than you guys. I know some of you, you guys know what a hand looks like. I'm saying this for me. I'm thinking aloud here. If anyone's like, Cobalt, we know it's fucking in the middle, dumbass. I'm like, listen, it's for me, okay? It's for me. Don't bully me. Right. That's actually a little higher. About that's probably about right. Yeah. That looks kind of weird. Is that because it's... No, I know it looks weird. It's weird because I've done it that way. That don't make sense. Oh, for God's sake, it's picked out the white. That's my only problem with this program, is it bloody does that, and like, let me hover for a second, damn it. Hmm. Again, that doesn't quite feel correct. Then again, that pose is weird. You know what I don't like? That pose of the hand for learning feels like a terrible pose. I don't know. For learning. Because just the overlapping and it fucks your head a little bit, I think. Oh. Another tip for out, can always draw big on the canvas and have a large canvas. It's always best to use as much as possible and not to go super small. It doesn't feel like you're limiting yourself to small space. Fair point. Fair point. So it's a biggish one, I think. But I could definitely go bigger. Okay. Yeah, and I'm not going to delete these. I want to kind of put them over here as kind of a, I guess, my own reference to see where I'm getting. Oh, brush. New layer, then I don't accidentally pass over them. The the hide layer. Okay. But do a bit bigger. There we go. Big square. Ah. No, I'm doing something wrong here. Hey, Nyatia, welcome on in. How you doing, Raiders? I'm Baron Zarkobrel, your Cyber Angel VTuber. And welcome to my little art stream where I'm attempting to figure out how to draw a hand and other things. Let me give you a quick little where are you? Do a quick shout out, Nyatia. Hopefully the ads haven't taken you already. Oh. Yeah, no worries, Ren. Thank you for that, by the way. No worries. I know what I'm doing wrong here with this thing. I'm doing it too flat. I need it more if that makes sense. Does that make any sense to anyone, what I'm saying here? Oh. No. This bit first. The fuck happened there? Why is that mind fucking me now? Yes, welcome in everyone. You're going to slowly see me get more and more mind fucked trying to figure shit out because apparently, I've somehow gone from being able to draw this shape to not, apparently. I feel like I had something there, and it wasn't, and it just sort of didn't work. Yeah, hang on a sec. That still feels fucking wrong, but it's not a square. It's not a square. Let me just start over. Let's start over. There. Hide that again. It's not close enough to the canvas. Angle my fucking arm. Okay. That. Right. Okay. Kinda got something. I'm not getting. What am I not getting here? That doesn't line. Thing to. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Nyatia does have a very pretty model, don't they? You see. Okay. Okay. That might be a little easier to pick up, because this one's a bit funky. Let me put that on screen. Ref, yes. I'm gonna just put that on my screen so I don't have to keep arcing my head up. Uh, Pull it hands too, why not? Thank you very much for that. If it doesn't work, due to the fingers overlapping, though we yeah, exactly. I think the fingers overlapping threw me off a little bit. So I think one where they're not overlapping might help get the thingies down. That feels a bit better of a one to try. Plus it's a bit more flat, and I think that might help me a bit. So looking at the back of the hand, which ironically is the hand I'm seeing a lot, considering it's the one I'm drawing with. Okay. Kind of a... Oh, damn, let's turn the fucking brush. Eh. 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 Okay, kinda like that. Alrighty. Kind of under here we want to extreme. Extreme. Like that, yeah. And like that. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Except that's too small. But the shape was right. Big, that's up a bit. Still too small. Better, I think. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. Corporal's right-handed. Yes, chap, the hand I'm going to use to choke you is the right hand. Be prepared for my left. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Unless... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. What have I done? No. Oh, yes. Shrink down. How have I done that? Oh, I know what I've done. Hold on. I know what I've done. Dumbass. You've made them completely straight lines. Guess what they're not? Completely fucking straight. A bit wobbly. A bit bent. And that still doesn't. Fuck me. And there isn't humongous eraser, it's too meaty. What am I missing here? Oh, wait. There's like a whole of a bit here, isn't there? Oh, I've done the thing wrong as well. Okay, no, it's not. It is pretty fun. Oh no, the angle's wrong. Ah, god fucking damn it. I felt good about that one. Wondered where I was like, why am I missing a guideline here? Yeah, there was one. It's fucking there. Ugh, okay. Hmm. What? Why does my brain not brain? Guessing maybe V3 custom visible. I'm currently using the very nice mix. Affordable though, not per I think. Fair enough. VTuber models are spenny. No. I know what I've done wrong there, and that is like massive thing. Right. Oh. Didn't do the initial shape right for starters. Probably didn't help me out much. No, that's not right. You fuck. Hmm. Hmm. Why does my brain not brain at this? What is it about this that my head just doesn't head. I can't quite put it into words, but it's like my head doesn't want to fill the gaps. Which is fucking annoying. Why is the basic shape true? Basic shape. Oh. What's it about the basic shape I don't like? Not quite realizing. I don't get what it is. But there's something about I don't know if it's just hand's just hard. The hand's just hard. I'm just struggling here. Like, do you know when you feel like you're missing a significant part of the puzzle? And you're trying to solve the puzzle, but it's like there's something grotesquely missing, and you know it's missing. But for the life of you, you don't know what it is that's missing, but you know you're not fucking getting it. That's where I am at right now. I am looking at this, and I know somewhere I am missing something. And it's just so grotesquely missing that I cannot suss it. I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is, and it's pissing me off a little bit. What is it about? Something I'm missing. Fucking right. Okay. Hold on. Okay. That. Right. Okay. Wedge, I think. And and that. Okay. Kind of. Oh, do this bit froze me a bit because I don't know what we meant to do here. I need to stop trying to bite the pen. Fuck me. I didn't quite think I'd be struggling this much, but what the hell am I? I really didn't think I'd be struggling this much here, but the basic shapes are struggling me? Why are the basic shapes? Man, the shit just don't sink in my head well. At all. Holy. I have watched a few videos, I think, just if anyone says anything. I have watched all the videos people recommend. And it does not sink in. I have to be honest. A lot of it does not sink in. I don't know if it's just me. It's probably me. But Mike. That's way too. That is also. Oh. Yeah. That still looks wrong, but I need to move past it. I need to move past it. I will never make progress here. I think that's just the thing. I have to move past it, man. Because otherwise, I'm not going to make any progress. This shit stun locks the fuck out of me. And it's so fucking... I know it's fucking wrong. It's just... Oh, just do it. Oh, just do it, man. Come on. Even if it's wrong at this point, I might as well just do it, and then I can kinda... How? How did I manage that? That's worse than the last one, I think. Okay. No. This... Right. No. Come on. They're too... Why is it too wide? It's too wide. I can see it's too wide. The hand is too wide. Because there's too much room. Sorry, I realise half this stream is me just going and getting and sounding frustrated. My apologies for that, seriously. I did not think I would be this much of a fucking mess today, but for some reason, I am looking at this, and nothing is going in. Fuck me. Okay. Is this recoverable? No, this feels kind of irrecoverable, non-recoverable. Right. Put that over there, that one. Okay. Have the right tool. No, I don't have the right tool select. What? Oh, tool select. Hey! Why? Oh, you stupid motherfucker. Right. There you go. Now you can fucking draw. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to do them, and I didn't think they'd be this challenging, but clearly I've underestimated how fucking disgusting human hands are, and how much I don't like drawing them. Because I don't. Right now. I really don't like drawing them. I fucking hate them right now. They are the fucking bane of my existence at this point in time. So I don't quite know Okay, I'm glad it's not just me then, because like these make no sense to me. Not this reference in particular, the hand in general. I thought I understood it, but I'm kind of struggling a bit. Just do the flat shape, like okay. That's too extreme an angle. Like that. So that. Not quite like that. It's that. Yeah. Okay. Right. Kind of. Yeah. Okay. Kind of like that. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of looking how I want it to look now. Quite extreme. That's kind of what it should be now, I think. Yeah, I told you, hands are the hard thing to draw. Yeah, this might be something I have to come back to, honestly. I've not been practicing enough. It's showing. Oh, fun. Fun. So quite flat. The thumb is kind of thin, isn't it? It's in two pieces, and just look at my own hand a second. Hang on. So you got the main sort of square there, like a bit. Okay. Can we just make the turkey hand and not overcomplicate? All right. Oh, you fucking still wrong. Kinda, kinda right. We'll accept it. We'll accept. Fuck off. That's still. That fucking... Why is that finger the issue? Why is that one the problem, Jonathan? Okay, that feels better. It still looks fucking disgusting, but it's at least the closest to human hand I've gotten there. Like, that's the closest to an actual human being's hand I've gotten so far. Yeah, I think, Cheeto, I think I get your point about, like, the open hand being a hard one to do. Like, I'm feeling a bit struggly on this one, but they're kind of semi-together, so imagine they're spread, your hands spread wide. Fucking, vile. I've gotten stumpy fingers. Like Picasso's abstract art. Like, but I'd wager Picasso could draw a hand. He just doesn't want to. But if nothing else, I feel like I've kinda... Like, okay. We've gotten further with this one than we have with the last one, right? Like... Right. If we look at... Okay. Look at... Here's where we're at, right? How we started, where it's going, where we're at now. Right? That's noticeable improvement. Okay. Let's not sugarcoat this. Let's not, sorry, undermine it, right? Like, we sort of have a hand there, right? You'll agree with me, we sort of have a hand. It's not quite. What was the other one you sent as well? Was it simpler? It's meant to be a hand. It at least looks recognizable as a hand, if nothing else. What was the other one? Ah. I want to call that the fingering posture. Right, that's fingering posture. Mostly do a box or a circle. Kinda still, kinda. Oh, paint, excuse me. Welcome back. Wouldn't be able to do it better on the spot. Fair enough. Let's try a different pose. I'm not going to remove that reference because I want to keep that to hand. Because that one is a good one, actually. I prefer that over the other one. There's definitely cheap ways of having to not do the hands so detailed, but yeah. There's too many things where, like, I want someone holding something or something like that, and it's like, so a hand kind of necessary. There's too many pieces where I need hand. I feel like this one's either the come at me bro hand or the how to put this. If you know, you know. How's your day been? My day's been okay, Paint. How about you? He wants to make a hand-holding No. No, a gun, more accurately, or a sword. But be honest with you, that's the fingering hand, right? That's the thingy hand. That's the... You know the kind of... If you know, you know. Okay? If you don't know... Alright, let's try this one, shall we? Bigger, so I can see it better. Right brush on. Put the actual put the brush on to begin with. Start with it. No, that's too. What's it? Okay. Starting point. Okay. Okay. Actually, that angle was right. Nah, that's too small. Maybe it would help me as well to change the color of the brush. So I can see. Kinda. I was picking up my hand on essentially the Nidhalf Leviathan. Ooh, £80. Current kits to make custom Neurolictor and custom non-queen, which most of the hell yeah, the alright, very nice, very nice. I find like I'm getting frustrated just looking at the reference. Is it? Have you practiced this exact reference by any chance? Is that why? Does it remind you? One, two. This one line for both this and that finger. You know what? That's not bad. Right? That's not bad. Can we just take a moment to acknowledge that? That's not that bad. That one there. Like... Like that right there might be the best one so far. Like, but that actually kind of worked. That felt alright. Obviously, it's a bit of a way off, and the actual hand itself would need to be done a little bit, but I mean... Yeah. Besides that, oh, you do hot, oh, sculpting with hot glue gun. It's difficult, but hey, I mean, some stuff looks pretty good when you do it. As that, I'm done with schoolworks now. It's hobby enjoyment. Oh, I go get my goose done. I wish I could do that, buddy. Holy shit, that sounds nice. I wish I could sit down and enjoy my hobby. Man, I wish I could do that. That sounds so nice. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds really, really nice. But that's a hand, basically, there. Which hand's doing that? The right hand. Kinda fucky look at my own hand doing that, but... Yeah. Okay. I think that one's exactly what I'm going to take away with me for practice, that is, but I feel like we got somewhere with that, didn't we, in an hour and 17? We did. We got somewhere with that, didn't we, chat? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna save that one. I'll save the image. Back to gallery. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one there. That's for later use. Uh, Alright, let's have a look. Add some detail render. Fuck off. Not rendering that. I'm not doing no rendering. I want something different to look at for a little bit. I got so many random references in here of varying, like, completeness. Do I want to do something more mechanical, perhaps? Alternative parts. That's a good one to do. The organic shapes. That's actually probably quite a nice one to try and do, actually. Yeah. You know what? We'll do something like that. No, I want to do a different thing entirely for my hand. I'm sick of seeing hands for a second. I'll come back to hands another day. It's my hand that doesn't want to kill me. Also, how did you like the long lore video, by the way? For those of you who watched it. Obviously, gear does bulk on a bit to the human head, but we can work with this. I would be about here. These things are a bit bigger anyway, so... There we go. Kind. Okay. Let that. It's kind of a bit here. Can't really see the mouth. Remove the helmet, then it goes around there. Got basic shapes here. Straps kind of go in. There we go. This one. This one kind of go there. This one. Kind of layer 2 and layer 3. There we go. You know, I had an idea here, and that has not worked out. That has not worked out in my head. Yes, there is. That's too simple, but fair enough. This is just a random one I found, honestly. Yes, Paint. So, on my other channel, the Neo Eden Archive, there's a few. Uh, this is a random image of, like, I don't know where I got this from, but someone in the desert with, like, military gear. I was trying to do it as a kind of a reference for one of my factions from that setting, however, I can't quite get this to what I want, and it's annoying me. You'd think because most of the face is obscured it'd be easier, but actually it feels like it's harder. Okay. Leave that there. So that gives me a guide. I know it looks a bit rough around the edges, but bear with me here. And I'm trying to let me cook. Let me cook for a sec. Yeah, and his ears are kind of hidden as well, so. Hmm? No, I mean, what are you drawing? Essentially flip what you have. I suppose, to be fair, yeah, the bottom of his head is gonna be bigger, isn't it? Because there's like the thing on his head, and the like like a wrap over his face, so it's gonna be bigger, I suppose. Yeah, fair point. Well, that, that top bit. So, okay, that's That's looking like something. I don't know if that's anything good, but it's looking like something. Massive. Well, we'll see. I don't know. I've not done much of the full body. Is the problem. So I was kind of focusing on the head, to be honest with you. I'm kind of. Once you figured out the lens placement, the rest of the face was pretty easy. To be fair, for this, yeah. So I think I've got the lens placement right. Like, the idea for these guys is their kind of overall aesthetic is kind of medieval meets World War One a bit. That's basically the general vibe. They are medieval meets World War One with some very like ramshackle guns, like a lot of like very makeshift Lewis guns, and then ones with the big like disc on top of them. Like they're meant to look very ramshackled because they've not got a lot of like. A lot of them have like all right gear, but it's a bit fucking shady. You know what I mean? It's like the high tech cyberpunk shit some other factions have, right? So I'm just thinking, because this probably will be one of the low-ranking guys, aesthetically speaking. With the more high-ranking ones wearing like full-on gas masks because they need them on, because they essentially inhale medicine for them things. And then the really more augmented ones are very inhuman looking. It's all in the lore video if you've watched that. Well, that came out today. Kind of like the bust of the guy, right? I know this looks really rough, but it's kind of coming along. It's okay, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, by all means, I mean, what you think? They're really like audio based, so there's not much visual. I didn't actually put any like of my art in that one, but I do try and put my art in. Honestly, if I'd drawn this guy earlier, I'd have probably done him. But when you get to a bit talking about the general guys, the blitzers, something like this guy, if you want to picture what I envision them to look. They're literally just people who have been augmented for desert survival, right? higher UV tolerance, better heat management. They don't really need to eat as often, and feels like he's. Oh, he has. Just to stress, so the Blitzers are the frontline guys. They are not very augmented at all, right? They have rifles, maybe some rocket launchers. They have some melee weapons, but they are, physically speaking, they're built like an athlete, physically. So they will probably outrun you. They will probably out-wrestle you to the ground. However, a 12 gauge will still kill one very easily. Literally, he may have come across some horrors. Honestly, this is a meme template. You could use this shit. I kind of want to color him in. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to color him in. I'm actually kind of happy with how he's turned out. Shit. The fucking PTSD soldier. Just this, but like with like one of the horrors behind him about to fucking tear his neck out. Which honestly would be about right for them, to be totally honest with you. I'm gonna skip the straps. Shit. I'll skip the straps because it just sort of it messes up the look. And to be honest, they're in like postmodern times. They might have got something better to keep the hell dead down. You know, might fucking just glue it on. My bog centered troops, hell troopers, and shock infantry of the Tartar sector sent equipment to plasma shred. Carbine plasma shred. Yeah, these guys using good old-fashioned guns, ballistics. A fun fact, by the way, for the Americans in the audience, a large part of the stimmers come from America. Yeah, a large part of them come from America. A lot of guns. So, you know, they had a lot of weapons available to them. Yeah, okay. Okay, this actually... Yeah, I'm actually... He didn't turn out too bad, did he? I don't think he turned out too bad at all. There we go. You can do whatever. Done. Okay. I was attempting to draw something centaur looking. kind of would like to try that, actually. You might be wondering, Kobold, why are you trying to draw a centaur? Oh, shit. The reason for that is quite simple. One of the factions in this have essentially cyborg centaurs, basically. So I'm going to try and draw a Hunt's body. I'm going to draw the body of a Hunt's. There is Hunt's. Try and draw a Hunt's. An Uma. If I say Uma enough, it'll trigger certain people start stimming in chat. Isn't that right? Zork, Ren, and Cheeto. We're only going to draw the rear two circles, because that one won't be necessary. Not. Going interesting. Some of it looks okay. Some of it looks fucked up. Then again, not done this for a bit, so yeah. Tails. Okay. Have the Hunt's body. Took it around. Okay. Huh? Oh, you doing the Uma. I need a centaur looking thing on the screen so I can see it as a ref. Second, I do have such a reference, though. Second, I have such a reference to hand, I think. There you are. So, this lady here is a character from Punishing Grey Raven. Yes, that was where the idea came from originally. Obviously, this is not the same angle she's on, but this angle's not helpful. Oh, another one. I do. I have another one. Different angle. That same character somewhere. I feel like I do actually have such a... That should be better, actually. Yeah. That one's kind of sideways on, isn't she? It does look kind of phallic, doesn't it? I'm not going to try and draw hands on it. So I don't know the full lore about it, but it seems to be a thing that some people just kind of had their, well, they're basically mechanical bodies with their minds put in them, and I think it's to do with heat exchange or something. Like, the body just produces too much heat. Oh, no, it's mobility, that's it. I think I did it for mobility. Because, basically, the world's kind of fucked at the minute. And a lot of them augmented themselves to have that kind of body proportion. I kind of saw it, and I was just like, that's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Kind of want to create my own version. But with my own kind of twist. In the case of, so, the Dragoons, they gonna go, but yeah, there is, man. In a bit. But the Dragoons that these are based off of, well, these are the, well, sorry, the Dragoons which were based off these, the intent is that the Empire was trying to make their own Cyber Angels, and kind of just couldn't. For all intents and purposes, they couldn't. Basically, they realized early on they couldn't replicate the power source because they didn't understand how it worked. Because, bear in mind, the Angels, like, fly around and shit at stupid speeds and have a lot of internal weaponry, that kind of shit. And so they're like, well, how the fuck do we make our own? And so they went, okay, bigger body. And so the original Dragoons just had a cyborg lower half and were more goat-like. But then, as they needed more kind of firepower, they expanded that to be more of a horse. So a dragoon is kind of the weird, awkward love child of a horse-goat lower half with a cyborg human top half. I mean, it's all cyborg, like, they're very mechanical. My rendition here just is me trying to draw something different. Obviously. Not quite there yet. But, you know, I keep trying. I think, to be fair, need to get better at doing the human body, like the torso, I think. And then I think I've got to be able to do a person first, and then I can draw the horse body. I would like to be able to do a dragoon, just for the Empire's video, because like it's literally the symbol of their nation, pretty much. Also, it'd be a lot easier to do than an enlightened one, because the enlightened one's like the same but with fucking wings and extra shit on them. So that might have to go there for now. But again, notable improvement. Just need to do the body. You know what? We can try a Lord of Screams. Do you want to try a Lord of Screams? Let's do that. Let's try a Lord of Screams. I need something though. I need to look at something. I need a. Gonna have a kind of seraphim look. Is that a clear rough? Need a kind of clear looking. That's kind of clear. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of clear looking. There we go. To be honest, if you're setting Heaven Comes Tabletop, I would main the horrors. You'd main the horrors. Fair enough. I presume if you watch the lore video on the horrors, then It's a very rough, oop, fucking hell, very rough shape. I love the fact that made human Ultra ship. Well, yeah, this thing actually. Fun fact: this thing was the only part of the horrors that wasn't intentionally made by by human beings. This kind of just happened on its own. This was the final result of all their fucking sins. You might say this thing is quite literally a monument of humanity's sin. The final sin of laying low heaven and hell is answered by their own horrifying damnation. No. Now, I confess, I'm not 100% sure I can do this thing justice. I'll be honest with you. I want to, I really want to, but I don't know if I'll be able to. So, please forgive me if it looks terrible. I've never tried to draw this before. Yeah, so... Here, for example. I think you have a good idea on how they should look like. I would make it so that teeth go down to infant spine. That's kind of what I want to do, a little bit. Like, kind of... Like, hopefully that kind of holds the kind of look I'm going for. I need a little more practice on feathers. I need a little more practice on feathers. But hopefully you get the kind of the vibe of this guy at least. Just to stress as well, this thing would be pretty big. Like a person would probably be like that's you. That's you right there. Versus that thing. Just to stress the size diff. It could fit you in its mouth pretty easily. I would also stress as well, this is like a still of what it would look like. This thing would be shifting all the time. It's like half decomposed wings and black crisp. Yeah, it should be. I'm just not very good at drawing that stuff yet. But yeah. I can paint decomposition quite well, but I can't draw decomposition well at the minute. But hopefully this kind of gives you an idea. And yes, it is a fucked up broken Halo. Hey, you're welcome to have one, man. You're welcome to have a go at it. Honestly, I hope I've inspired some of you to draw a far better rendition of my setting than me. Listen, I'll be honest with you. If I went professional with this shit, I would probably find someone who could do the art. I would probably just, like, give them my shitty drawings as reference. It'd be like, kinda something like this, but good. It'd probably have, like, a few, like, yawning kind of tentacles out from it as well. Tongues, that kind of shit. That kind of shit, you know. Kind of like dripping. Like, this thing would be, potentially, yeah, like, honestly, screaming faces coming out of this thing that it's consumed. Like, there will be an entire video probably just dedicated to what this thing actually is. But for those of you who are here now, I'll give you an early little spoiler, I guess. This thing is the culmination of true angels and demons, basically, together. This thing is essentially, to explain in my setting, if you actually kill a true angel or a true demon, which is like the biblically accurate ones, right? And in my setting, demons are fallen angels, so the oldest demons resemble angels, but they're kind of like dull, deathly looking. The wings almost completely bald. They have no eyes as well. They kind of like a weeping hole where an eye used to be, and they're kind of burning like shattered halo above their heads. The newer demons are a little more understandable, like hellhounds, that kind of stuff, but they're massive. And then basically this thing is so the as you may if you've watched the lore bit, but I'll give you a brief now. So the primordial soup that the horrors crawled out of, which was basically what the angels and demons rendered them into by just obliterating them. Bear in mind, when these things obliterate anything else, they're just gone. Dust. The horrors between them and later a failsafe being activated in them would reduce to soup. Just gunk, right? And these shards, which, by the way, other factions have made use of those shards, by the way. In particular, Neo Eden. I will get to how Neo Eden uses the shards, but needless to say, why do you think make Cyber Angels? A little tease for Neo Eden video when that'll come out at some point. That'll probably be the last one, to be honest. As for the Unchained, who are the next ones, by the way, probably going to get a video, we'll talk about the demonic shards, because they have their own thing. But basically, the two should never mesh. Except in this thing's case. They both fell into the soup, and it only had one thing it knew how to do. Force them together, and drag the entire soup up. Like, one of these things being born basically reduces the hive's resources to almost nothing, right? Because it's like a once-in-a-generation thing when these turns up. There has been 3. And we're on the 3rd one that exists right now. You want me to scream my voice changer? Well, let's screen video. I mean, you could if you're offering, man. I mean, to be fair, it's called Lord of Screams mostly because it makes you scream. Its wailing mouths basically speak of the past, present, and future at the same time because it has foresight. It technically has it essentially can see everything. It also has a vague understanding of fate. And also is a walking anathema to it. So anything with foresight cannot see this thing. But it can see them. It knows who you are, it knows what you are, and the most fucked up part, if you're talking about this thing, it knows you exist. Basically, if you know it exists, it knows you exist. Oh, legitimately, when that thing's born, it'd be like an atomic bomb going off, except everyone hears a birth scream. Like, I bet if you unscrambled what it said, it would probably be something like... Not quite Be Not Afraid, but it'd be probably something more like, Weep Not for My Birth. Or something like that. It'd probably say something like Weep Not for My Birth, or something like that, you know, or Weep. It'd probably be something like weird that it'd announce. Or it might just say something like Scream for Me or some shit, honestly. Like, this thing wouldn't have a monologue with you. Well, it wouldn't have a monologue with a human. Because you aren't made of shards. Or you don't have, like, a shard in you. But anything that does can understand it. Which is the most fucked up part. Like, this thing's so dangerous, the demons would help the faithful against it. That's how dangerous this thing is. It is a genuine world-ending threat. the fact the third one hasn't immediately done what all the others have done and attack is the weird part. Because normally they just bum rush everyone. So the fact the third one hasn't is terrifying because it means it might have learned. Weep for my birth, scream in terror for my arrival. Honestly, something like that. Like, it's quite happy for you to be afraid. It loves that shit. This thing would probably be swarmed by, like, hundreds of thousands of horrors, by the way. Of all three variants. And even the rarer ones, like the Leviathan, and that would follow it round. Rival worm. Essentially. But we'll put him away, though. He's not perfect, but you get the point. I think that's enough for me right now. At some point, I'll be able to draw this thing properly, and he will look as I want him to look. What else do I want to... Oh. Am I feeling in the mood for a vehicle? I'm in the mood for a vehicle. You know what? Yeah, I am in the mood for a vehicle. Bus light. Yeah. You. Okay, now I think of some good rhymes for the Lord words. Like, the thing is, it would only ever announce itself once. But the entire... Basically, like, imagine you woke up one day and you heard this thing speaking to you like it was right next to you. And every single person on the planet heard it at once. That's how fucked this thing is. The fact no one's found it is the more fucked part. I need a ref. I need a ref for something. It's like when the seventh trumpet of heaven is blown, everyone will hear it. Exactly. Fun fact, that trumpet was actually blown in my setting. That's what kicked off the cleansing. The seventh trumpet. Because heaven ripped open, and that's when the literal angels came down. And because they came down, the literal demons came up. Well, here's the thing. Guess what one of the theories is about the Maker? There is two theories about the Maker's origin. Well, there's a few, but there's two prevailing theories. Either he is the rebirth of Christ, or he is a human manifestation of literal God. One or the other, which I guess Jesus kind of was meant to be as well, but this is the more literal sense. But instead of being someone to deliver from sins, he was there to... Well, he came before the cleansing, basically. I will do an entire video on the Maker and his acolytes, by the way, because that's a topic on itself. But the short and sweet of it is, he turned up about 100 years or so before the cleansing. Or probably more than that, actually. Probably a couple hundred years for the cleansing. And basically, he started guiding people towards certain technologies because he knew what was coming. People just thought this guy was an amazing scientist, great speaker, and he started collecting acolytes. In the video I just did, you'll hear the name Saint Genesis. Not their actual name, but that person did a few things. Cured cancer permanently, for starters. Figured out cloning and genetic modification, which is very relevant for the Stimmers. So if anyone just joining us right now, I appreciate this is turning to me rambling about my setting, but hey, that's what I'm trying to draw. Now, the reason I'm trying to draw an aircraft carrier is specifically because one of the Stimmer gun clans has one. Operational as well. I mean, maybe the Maker is that. He just... I'll put it this way. I'll get into it another time, but the Maker may have gone into space. Oh no, this is actually a land carrier from Homeworld Deserts of Kharak. A really fun game, actually. But it gave me a lot of inspiration. So remember that Kharak is the planet the people were sent to in that setting, in that franchise. If you played Homeworld, you'll understand. Good strategy game series, by the way. Do recommend. Bit of a hangar bay there. Landcraft. Just to stress, by the way, this thing would never be on the tabletop. It's too big. This thing is like an actual like aircraft carrier size thing. Hey Pants, how you doing? Video during land carrier. Yeah. Welcome in. I was doing a few things. They must be having a great time. Hello, Pants. How you doing? Yeah. You joining us sort of part. Good way for the stream. How to put this? So, made my own setting, and one of the factions are a bunch of nomadic, genetically modified people, and one of the clans of them that exist are basically what's left of the US military. So they've cobbled together an aircraft carrier, strapped tracks to it, and use it to patrol what's left of America. Basically. I think I christened it something like Liberty's Hammer or some shit like that. Something that goes hard as fuck. But America Megacity 1. They've not got any cities left, really. Let's just say they couldn't preach away what turned up to fucking snap them out of existence. It's the ones who survived, just barely managed it. It could be... Honestly, this thing, you'd be fighting on it. It's that big. So, I actually mentioned this particular group, but basically they maintain the largest amount of aircraft for the Stimmers. Other ones, except, well, the tribal clans don't have aircraft at all, because they can't fucking field them. But the gun clans, which are like the majority factions, do. I would stress, because of how they are, how about Liberty Crawler? I think I already mentioned the video as the Hammer of Liberty, but Liberty Crawler wouldn't be a terrible name either. I'll be honest, they kind of just heard the name Statue of Liberty and went, shit, that sounds like a name. The Statue of Liberty does still exist, by the way, but it's not in good shape. The sands have almost swallowed it. On the raise mode. Oops. Oh, and this clan might still have access to some of the remaining US nuclear arsenal? Which is why they're able to keep that part of the land still. It's a helipad. Maybe for the helicopters. But they still have some. Like, what else can I add to this? Just to help kind of sell the look of it. Ooh. I thought it was meant to... no. No, this is kind of like... I mean, it helps their people. It's just, if you're not... If they don't want you in what's left of America, they will, bomb the shit out of you. It also deploys tanks as you've that ramp. How about they also put tracks on, like, destroyers, the other Liberty crawlers? Maybe. I know that the Corvette is probably one of the largest things that would turn up in a battle that you could actually use. Just because, like, anything bigger is like when I say they literally take a naval warship, strap tracks to the fucker, and have at it, I mean it. They literally, like, you know those things NASA have to move the rocket around? They fucking stole that shit, strapped it to ships, and pushed them around, and then kind of just made it work. How did they make it work? I don't fucking know. The names have been that bad. Yes. They only have one of these. Liberty's hammer is a one-of-a-kind vessel. I would like to stress to you, okay, the most powerful faction in the setting does not have one of these. Like, the most militarily industrial powerful faction in the setting does not have one of these. The most advanced faction in the setting does not have one of these. No one else uses something this stupendously big. This thing just happened to still have a functional nuclear reactor and enough fucking insane crackhead engineers to make it work. But I'm not kidding when I say it probably loses functionality by the year. Like, the idea this thing's probably only still running off of, like, yeah, America, yeah. Exactly. Okay. Is this a bad time to mention the Orkoids exist? The stimmers that have been over-enhanced, basically. It's a bad time to mention they exist. With their, bullet-resistant skin, insane strength, and 20-year lifespan at best. For most of them. I also definitely didn't come up with an idea where a bunch of them ride genetically modified Komodo dragons into battle. Definitely not. Wouldn't be me. I just thought it was cool. I just thought it was cool. Like I say, I like the stimmers. I had a bit of fun with the stimmers, because I had to kind of figure out how to make them work in a setting where lasers exist, cyborgs that fly at the speed of jets exist. I was like, well, how do these guys work? Just wait until I get to the Heretic Raiders, okay? They're even more fucked up. They're just a fucking mess, the Raiders are. Like Obi-Wan episode... Like Obi-Wan in episode 3. What do you mean? I said a few things in that whole spiel, so what was like Obi-Wan episode 3? Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, sorry, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I talk about those boys a bit. They're a whole thing. Blame Australia. I'm not fucking kidding, blame Australia. That's where they came from. The Xylo beasts, as I call them. I don't think I mention it in the video, but do you know why they called them Xylo beasts? It's a really silly reason, but I find it too funny, so I'm going to keep it a thing. So when they first discovered one, it was poking a xylophone. I'm not even fucking kidding. It was poking a xylophone. So they just so the person who discovered it decided to call it what? A Xylo Beast. Because the first time they were encountered, they were messing with a xylophone. Obviously, each tribe might have its own kind of name for them, but that's the overall name most people recognize. Xylo Beast. Yeah. Spelled a bit like xylophone. More of an X than a Z. But yeah. They are basically roided up Komodo dragons that are the size of cars. You can ride them. Well, you can try and ride them. It goes badly for most people. You could try and ride it. Honestly, come to think of it, the idea that someone made a chariot out the fuckers is probably not too unlikely. Honestly, I don't know if I want to do anything more with this. This one might come back to this one. I think the overall idea is it's there. That's the Corvette, by the way. Just for reference. The Corvette's a bit easier to produce, so they have a lot more of them. Else would have taken the name from the creature. That's why I named it the way I named it. I originally called it a Xylo Beast, and then I realized Star Wars already did that shit, so I adjusted the name a little bit. Hence, Xylo Beast. Definitely didn't fuck that up while bloody... I'm definitely at some point... I'm hoping I've cut it out, but I definitely said Xylo Beast at some point meant Xylo Beast in that video. I'm hoping I got it. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, we might have to change the name if it's a bit too close, we'll see. But for now, Xylo Beast. I suppose one other thing I could do. Oh, and for anyone joining us, that was the last thing I drew. Where's this guy? This guy turned out quite nicely, I think. I do want... one other thing. I just want to watch Clone Wars again. Clone Wars was good. Clone Wars was very good, honestly. I don't blame you. Clone Wars was a lot of fun. I need something that's specific. Aha! That's fucking perfect. No, that's actually perfect, pretty much. Hang on a sec. That's a good reference. In. There you go. Now, there we go. Understand why I grabbed this one in particular. So, the Raiders are kind of like the way more horrifying cousins of the Stimmers. The Raiders don't do gene modification, though. They just shove their bodies full of cyborg shit. And some of them go a bit, Wendigo looking. Let's Put it that way. Want this pose. Quite aware, though, this will mean I'll have to draw a hand, which I'm not good at currently. But work. If anything, the inhuman proportion might just make this easier. Okay. Hello, Golden Milk Wizard. I think that's really the name, right? You thumbnail. Hey, it's a perfect pose, honestly. What I'm after. You could a tree to you say do something with a tree to since Newton tree. I mean, potentially. Didn't think about that actually, but yeah. I mean, the city itself does have trees. One of the few places that still has them. Not because they survived, because the fuckers regrew them. So, to kind of explain this thing, obviously I'm using the Wendigo initially, but basically, the Raiders, the Heretic Raiders, which one of the other factions I've not talked about yet, they have a knack for over-the-top cybernetics. to the point where they stop looking human, which they are completely fine with because they think the less human they look, the closer they are to their demonic masters. However, underneath all that cybernetics and modification, they are still human. Which means every single fucked up thing they do is being done by a human to other humans. They are not possessed by a demon, they are just evil. A lot talk about it, talks about it. Listen. Listen. Just doing an over. It's just a pure overview of my not fully got the idea down for this guy, but hopefully the vision is there. You could, the tree. You could build like a legend around it, like the tree reaches. Potentially. I'll need to think about it because it's a weird one. My setting, as you can clearly tell. It is both a... It's definitely a faith meets cyberpunk, but things like heaven and hell are provable in the setting. If that makes sense. So, the idea there is a heaven and there is a hell is confirmed. How much the rest of it's confirmed, no one knows, but defo those two things, because they ripped open and summoned shit. Oh, true. I mean, there's a reason I called the sort of city-state where the cyber angels and all that shit live to be Neo Eden. Technically speaking, there is a artificial replacement for Hell and Heaven, because both got fucked up. So they made artificial replacements on them. But there is bits. I mean, do you know how much I looked into angels, right? So there's loads of different bits for angels, right? But and that will be its own video. But I've managed to kind of work out what I want to do with specifically Seraphim, which is what Cobra is. Hi. Oraphim, which is the big wheels. Cherubim, those ones were an interesting one, but I know I'm doing with them. And then I've specifically took the powers, domains, and virtues to be the 3 low orders. And each of them kind of work a bit differently, but that's like the low order angels. Again, there will be a video for all of this, so, you know, a later date thing. But, like, I dabbled a bit in angelology. Demon stuff was pretty easy, actually. I have a lot of ideas for the Unchained. They're going to be quite easy. I've got a lot of, like, Dante's Inferno and shit to work with. See, I've been thinking about this because, well, people like him and also Lucifer. Actually, I thought about it today. I know exactly what I'm doing with Lucifer, by the way. I will say this. I know exactly what I'm doing with him. When it comes to someone like the Archangel Michael, kinda gonna leave him a bit vague. I don't want to mention too many, like, named people in scripture, mostly because I don't need people getting really offended and upset at me for stuff. So I'm trying to avoid that a bit, I'll be honest with you there. You gotta be kinda careful mentioning those names, because some people might not take kindly to it. But all I will say is this. Some true angels didn't die fighting, they instead joined with the Maker. Some of them went peacefully. Oh, they can't get any more angry than that fucking High School DxD. I don't know about that drama, I'll be honest. I'm not aware of the... I'll come back. Yeah, that thing is just for... Okay, time to get some things. No worries, no worries. You two have a good week yourself. Stuff for reasons. No reason. Not a problem. Have a good. Yeah, to explain this thing, by the way, this guy is basically... I haven't quite got the name for them sorted out in my head yet, but they're essentially a terror unit. I mean, they literally say God is dead and demons are hot and not bad guys. Ah, okay. Okay. Well, don't worry. In my setting, some demons are hot, but they're definitely evil people. And probably using the body of someone else. In fact, they actually are using the body of someone else because there's only maybe one fully intact true demon. Also, cyber demons are a thing. That's a whole other thing. Ever wondered what happens if AI goes mad and decides it wants to share a body with you? Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll come back to this guy at some point, I think. Yeah, apologies, I realize half this stream's been me talking about my setting, but that is why I'm trying to draw. I'm trying to draw so I can draw my own setting. And me. I want to be able to draw me at some point. I think that'd be cool. I know, we've done a few things, haven't we? I mean, okay, let's look at the hands real quick. That's how we started with hands. Ooh. That's how we started. And that's kind of how we ended it off with the hands. I will need a lot more practice with this, okay? And when time allows, I will try and practice. I promise. I just, time is at the minute. I try and, if anything, I'm gonna maybe try and make some room for an art stream, either to do drawing or honestly painting, because I could do with painting some stuff. So you know, they're both. But you know, we did a bit of that. We did this guy, which I'm quite proud of actually. That turned out quite nicely. Need some work, but again, first time. This guy, which, you know what, was okay. I need to get better at drawing wings, but hey. And this guy, who I think turned out not so bad so far. Just need to figure out what to do with the rest of him. And then we had a bit of fun drawing an aircraft carrier, because fuck it, we ball. Exactly. So, hopefully, you guys have enjoyed today's stream. I appreciate a bit of a weird one. Aren't I just? But again, I hope you enjoyed. And at this point, you can call it art and yeah. Honestly, probably could. But I feel pretty good at the end of that. You know? Obviously, we got a ways to go. But if nothing else, you know, little by little, we're gonna get a bit better. I definitely... The only problem is I don't think my progress is going to be quick for a while, because I have driving theory, an exam I need to do for work. Those two things are taking up my time at the minute. But once they're out the way, or at least the exam, when the work exam thing's out the way, that will definitely give me time. So, but that should only be this month. So hopefully, a little more time. Exactly. But nerding out's always good too. Plus, I mean, let's be honest, you know me, kids, I'm a nerdy as fuck. I like Warhammer. Right. My dear sinners, I'm going to have to love you all and leave you all for tonight. But I hope you've had a wonderful time. Considering there's no Dark Heresy this coming week, I think we will have another Artistic Sunday. So, look forward to that. I don't know what I want to do. I feel like I might as well be able to fucking £100 some days. But anyway. Yeah. What am I saying? Words. I'm not sure what I want to do Friday, Saturday. I might take Friday off. I'll think about it, but I might take Friday off. Potentially. Just to chill. We'll see. But yeah. So, anyway, been a good time. You've been a pleasure, as always. And I look forward to seeing you guys all again later on next week. Yeah. To a bit. Bye-bye. And also, before I go, please feel free to check out this stuff on other channels, because yes, I am doing stuff on the YouTube side now. Like the Neo Eden Archive, you should check that out. It's pretty cool. It's definitely not something I put a lot of time in. Right, anyway. Bye.